Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today, doing the is on video that Triple G versus Ryota Murata is on. That fight's taking place Wednesday, December 28th on DAZN, and it'll be a unification bout in the 160-pound middleweight division. Triple G is the IBF champion, where Ryota Murata is the WBA world champion. It's a big fight in the middleweight division. It really is. Triple G, still long-standing, is the number one middleweight in the world, universally considered that way. Nobody else is really taking that mantle, taking him off of the mantle, so to speak, because guys aren't willing to fight each other and stuff like that. So it's been kind of a struggle. But, Triple G rolling into this fight, he hasn't fought since last December, when he dominated Primožas Saleta, who was undefeated at the time and his mandatory number one contender. He dominated him, stopping him in 7 rounds, I believe. Really didn't seem to struggle against a guy who wasn't that well known. Then he took on, he followed that. Well, he hasn't fought since then. It's going to be over a year in between fights for Triple G. So it's big that Triple G comes into this one prepared and ready. But I think he is. I think Triple G's hungry for this fight. I think he wants to unify belts again. He knows what unifying belts does for for his what it did for his career earlier on when he first did it against David Lemieux, and then continued to do it after that. So Triple G realizes. I heard a rumor that he wants to be undisputed champion at 160 pounds. We'll see after that. We'll see if he's willing to fight Charlo, if those guys are willing to cross the street, or if Demetrius Andrade, if he's willing to fight him. But fighting Murata is a big deal. It is. Murata is a 2012 Olympian, and he made his splash a few years ago, but he hasn't fought in 2 years. It's been 2 years since he was in the ring, when he scored a 5th round TKO over little-known Canadian Stephen Butler, stopping him in the 5th round. Now, at the time, that was supposed to be just an optional defense right there, and then he was supposed to get back at it and take on Rob Brandt in a 3rd fight, but that never panned out. And then when COVID hit, there were a lot of talks, and he came very close to landing the Canelo fight, and it just never happened. So now he's trying to get in line for maybe Canelo again. I really think the winner of this fight has a solid shot at landing Canelo, moving up to 168 pounds. But Murata, this is the biggest fight of his career by far. He's fighting at home, but that hasn't always played well for him. He got robbed at home against Hassan Nadam, suffered his first loss, but he came back 5 months later, I believe, and stopped Nadam in that fight to leave no doubt. And it wasn't, I don't know if it was at home or not when he took on Rob Brandt, but Rob Brandt cleanly outboxed him, but then he bounced back from that back in 2019 with a dominant 2nd round TKO victory over Rob Brandt. But there is no trilogy taking place with him and Brandt, so he's not got to worry about any of that, because Rob Brandt fought earlier this year against Kazakh style and got his ass whipped in that one. So Murata is in the free and clear to defend his title right here. I know that Erislandy Lara is waiting in the wings. Erislandy Lara was the regular champion at 154 and 160 simultaneously, but the WBA made him choose one, and surprisingly, he chose 160. So he should be next in line for the winner of Murata and Triple G if the winner doesn't get Canelo. But I'm telling you right now, if Murata pulls off the upset over Triple G, man, that's really going to raise his stock, and I would not be surprised if he ended up fighting Canelo after that. So it's one of those things, we just got to wait and see what happens. But this is a big-time fight. Now, yes, it sucks that the fight is taking place on a fucking Wednesday of all days. I am hoping and praying that this shit is in the evening when I get off of work that day, and I don't have to watch it while I'm on my way to work or while I'm at work. That would suck ass. But be that as it may, I'm going to be watching this fight one way or the other. Wednesday's always a work day for me, so I don't mind if I got to get up early and put DAZN on and check it out. But I'm really hoping it's on a Wednesday night. They haven't really released times yet, so I'm not 100% if it's going to be in the evening for us or if it's going to be in the morning. You can count on it from Japan, though. For the most part, it's always been in the morning, but at the same time, this is Triple G fighting. Maybe they'll make an exception and move times around over there, especially since Triple G's given up the going to the home court of what's his name, Murata. That does matter. That is a significant thing, and we don't want to discount that. But we got to see. We got to see. The one thing about this is pretty much a great Hall of Fame boxer puncher in Triple G Gennady Golovkin, still trying to prove that he belongs and he is the top guy in the division, and not just the top guy. He wants to prove that he's still a pound for pound great, taking on Ryota Murata, who is Olympic gold medalist and wants to prove that he is more. He's not just hype, and he hasn't had the chance against the cream of the crop opponents yet. He's done well so far, but he had the hiccup against Nadam in a fight that he was robbed in. In all honesty, he was robbed in that fight, and he bounced back and stopped Nadam. And then in the fight with Rob Brandt, he got cleanly outboxed against a very good boxer in Rob Brandt, and he returned and stopped Brandt in 2 rounds in that one. So a fully focused, ready to go Ryota Murata taking on a fully focused, ready to go 39-year-old Triple G. But in all fairness, Ryota Murata, I believe, is 35, 36. So he got into the game late at the pro level. So he's not a youngster either. But the thing about these guys is Triple G, he was dominating so much for most of his career. He didn't start getting the big fights, the bigger fights, until he was 34, 35. He fought, I believe he was probably 34 when he fought Danny Jacobs. He was 35 the first time he fought Canelo. He was 36 in their grueling back and forth fight. He had a tough one against Sergey Derevyanchenko the following year, but a lot of people say he had the flu that morning of the fight. He looked sluggish in the ring, especially after early on when it looked like he was going to get rid of Derevyanchenko. He looked like he got gassed after that. And that second half was a struggle, and it really could have went either way. But I really think he might have been overlooking him as well. But be that as it may, Triple G, in my opinion, is still the top dog at 160. I believe he beats anybody at 160 still right now. I would pick him over anybody. And I think he's a very dangerous 39-year-old who really didn't put a lot of tread on those tires, and that's why I'm saying for Murata either. Neither one of these guys have a lot of tread on their tires because they either weren't tested. Like Triple G really didn't get tested in grueling fights until Danny Jacobs and Canelo Alvarez. Those really was the first time, and he was already later on, and then Sergey Derevyanchenko after that. So he really didn't get tested in grueling fights that wore him out at all because he was rolling over everybody. And then Ryota Murata, he hasn't either, So it's going to be interesting to see. Triple G, 1-year layoff, but Ryota Murata, a 2-year layoff. Is that going to make a difference? We got to wait and see. But look forward to my breakdown video, which will come towards the end of November, probably right at the beginning of December. I usually do them about 4 weeks out. I'll be making my full breakdown and prediction on that fight. And just pay attention for that. Look forward to it, and that's it. So again, Wednesday, December 28th, Triple G Gennady Golovkin, the IBF middleweight champion of the world, versus WBA champion Ryota Murata. Triple G versus Murata is on Wednesday, December 28th on DAZN. I hope you guys enjoyed this. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.